Hello, you guys. Miss Steele here. So this week, I'm going to move myself over a little bit. There we go. So this week we are talking about emphasis, and we're also talking about artist and art movements. But we're going to focus on emphasis for this project. Emphasis is one of our principles of design. I have them right here in the cabinet behind me. And emphasis is whenever there's a focal point in your artwork, something that's supposed to stand out among everything else. For this project, you're going to need a piece of paper. You're going to want something, a pencil and an eraser, our art tool basics. You're going to want something to color with. So I have crowns, but you're also going to want a black marker and then either a black colored pencil or a black crayon. I'm using a black pen because I think it works the best. So what we're going to start out with is we're going to start out with a heart in the middle of our paper. I want to talk about how to draw a heart because it can be kind of hard. There's a few different ways you can draw a heart. The first is starting with your pencil and going up, over, and I'm going out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in like that. So then I can go up, over, almost like I'm starting to draw a circle. And then I'm going to go back in. Another probably easier way to start figuring out how to draw hearts is starting out with almost like the number 3, like that. So if you turn it to the side, it looks like the number 3. And then drawing a triangle at the bottom. I'm going to show you this way again. We go up, over and out, and then we want to come down. And whenever we get to right around where we started our line, we want to stop. Like that. And then our other way that I showed you is by drawing the number 3 on its side, like that, and then bringing the lines together on the sides like that. So that's how to draw a heart. I'm going to flip it over, and I want to start out with a heart in the middle of my paper. And I want it to be about the size of my hand, so not too big, but also not too small. This is going to be our focus. So we have our heart drawn in the middle of our paper, and now what you're going to do is you're going to color it in using bright colors, because this is going to be the only part that has a bunch of colors. The rest we're going to make it black and white. So this is going to be the focal point. So I'm going to pick out which colors I want to use. I think I want to use warm colors. So like purples and pinks. And I'm going to color in my heart, and then we're going to start working on the rest of it. So you want to start out with a heart in the middle of your paper colored in. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pause it so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me color. And then we're going to go on to our next steps. All right, so we have our heart colored in. So now what we want to use is stuff that is just black. So this is going to be our focal point because it's going to be colorful, and everything else is going to be black and white. What we want to do now is we want to use our pencil, and we want to draw some straight lines coming outside of our heart. So we want to make it from coming outside of our heart to going to the outside of the paper, like this. What we can do inside of these straight lines is add different types of lines. So we can add, I think I'm going to add a wavy line in this one, like that. I think I'm going to add a zigzag line in this one. I think in this one, I'm going to add a swirly line. So we can add big lines inside here. And if you see, I'm doing every other one, but you can do it inside each of them if you want. And I think I might add another zigzag line in this one. And then maybe just some straight lines in this one. So inside all of these, I'm adding in, so we drew our straight lines, and now I'm adding different types of lines inside here. This one I think I'm going to do kind of like a square line. So we have just these two left. I think I'm going to add in another wavy line. And then I'm going to add straight lines in here. Like that. So now what I want to do is I want to take my marker and I want to go over all of those pencil lines. I drew it in pencil first so I can make for sure it looks right. And then I'm going to go over all of these areas with my black marker. And I'm going over all of my pencil lines I just drew. So we drew lines coming from outside of our heart, and then we added different types of lines inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline all of these, and then I'm going to erase any pencil lines. So I'm going to outline these, and then we'll move on to our next step. So we drew our heart. We drew our lines coming from outside of our heart. And then inside of them, we drew different types of lines. So I'm going to get this outlined and get my pencil marks erased. And then we're going to use our pen to add different patterns inside these where we think it would look nice. Right, so now we have all of these lines around our heart. And what we can do is using a black crayon or colored pencil or pen, you can add different patterns inside these different areas. You don't have to add a pattern in each of them, but you want to add some patterns throughout just to kind of give more to look at. Even though this is the emphasis, because it's the only thing that's colored, if we add stuff around, it'll make it more interesting to look at. That would be the perfect word for it. It'll give more for the people to look at. Here's a bunch of different types of patterns, but you can make them up. A pattern is any repeating design. So that could be a line or a shape. I'm going to start adding in some patterns. I think I'm going to add some straight lines in here. And then for out here, I think I'm going to add lines going the other way. So there's one pattern down. And I'm trying to be careful to stay inside these lines that I drew, so it's not all over the place. All right, so now I can start adding patterns in this area. I think I'm going to do squiggles like this. And I think for inside these, I'm going to add swirls. So I'm going to keep going through and adding patterns to different areas. And then we're going to look at this whenever I'm finished. So you have all of these that you can add patterns to. You don't have to add patterns to each of them, and you can repeat patterns you like for sure, but we just want to add some more designs around here. So maybe you'll add it here, here, there, and there, or all over. That's up to you. All right, so here is mine all done. I have my heart in the middle, and that's the emphasis because it's our focus, because everything else is just black and white. We added our lines going out, and then we added some different lines on the inside, and then I just added some quick patterns using my pen. And this is it. I actually think it looks quite neat. I'm going to hold it up at the bottom. And here it is right here. I'm excited to see how your guys' come out. And I will see you guys all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon. Bye.